All right. Hey, everyone. Good morning. It is 7:21 my time, Mountain Time, New Mexico. And breaking news this morning as I got up is Brittany Griner was released from Russia on a prisoner swap deal. And what's so interesting about today's date, having known that she was supposedly detained on February 17th, 2022, that's Michael Jordan's birthday. But if you run from today's date back to the day she was supposedly detained, it's exactly 42 weeks on the nose, right? And here we've been talking Brittany Griner and 42 this entire time she has been detained, because not only does she wear the number 42, which you can see clearly she wears number 42, but even the team she played for in Russia, UMMC Ekaterinburg, equals 181, and in mathematics, 181 is the 42nd prime number. Again, like how she wears number 42, and in gematria, war equals 42, Russia equals 42. And I went on to explain that she's even a Libra. Libra's 42. And if you took her anniversary date of so the news broke, the news of her detainment didn't break on the day she was detained on February 17th. They waited for March 5th, so 3/5. What was interesting about that date was when you ran that to the anniversary debut, or her anniversary draft date in the WNBA, the day that they broke the news to whenever she was drafted to the WNBA, that was 42 days, a span. And then even if you look back in her history, I just want to remind that, yeah, she was drafted in the WNBA on April 15th of 2013. So, but whenever she actually played in her first debut game, you can see here it was May 27th, 2013 against Chicago Sky. And that was 42 days after she was just drafted into the WNBA. So, I mean, definitely a big number that they've stamped all over her. And we know what 42 represents, right? And whenever we look at history, the word slavery equals 42. And with her being Black, the N word equals 42. And I mean, it doesn't stop there. There's a whole list of 42, like why Jackie Robinson wore number 42, you know. But what else is interesting too, if you guys weren't aware, I was trying to pull up, We Are BG was like a big campaign that the WNBA was, hashtagging all over. Even I think almost majority of the WNBA basketball courts wrote hashtag We Are BG or something like that. We Are BG is the main words. And whenever you write that out, We Are BG equates to 128. A lot like today's date, December 8th, 12/8. So just how perfect that they have this all aligned and in sync for this to happen on this specific day, right? Another thing I want to remind too, like even during the Juneteenth was celebrated in the WNBA, and obviously Brittany Griner wasn't here, but Juneteenth is always June 19th. And I just want to show how from her detainment to June 19th was exactly 122 days. And we saw this right at the time, because whenever you write out Juneteenth equates to 122. I mean, this whole thing just seemed like, what was it really about? And when you read about her condition, where she was in this penal colony in Russia, I mean, I was reading an article just yesterday about how it just sounded like a slavery, like slave job, slave life, with like saying that all she could do was just sew during these hours, and she only got like a half-hour lunch, and then like all day she's working supposedly, and then they only get like an hour free time at night, and then they're sleeping on bunk beds like a dormitory. And but who knows what it's really like. I'm not saying it isn't like that or not, but I mean, just the whole vibe of this entire thing, it's really interesting how it just perfectly aligned with Juneteenth and 42 being a slavery number. But anyways, I mostly just wanted to get the point out that it's exactly 42 weeks today since she was supposedly detained, and you know, the girl who wears number 42 and all the 42s that come with her. Hey everyone, hey Angel. Hey. But I just wanted to make this video quick. Marissa, you say that, but I don't think you can prove that either. Hey RD. But yeah, so I mean, the whole, and I can even give you examples. I just don't want to make this video long, but I mean, even whenever it was exactly 101 days after her detainment, her Mercury, Phoenix Mercury is the team that she plays for, and that team ended up becoming 2-6. They lost that game. And why is that important? Because 101 is the 26 prime number, and it happened again, like in sync for their next game, the way that they were scheduled. They played whenever it was 103 days after her birthday. They lost that game too, falling to 2-7. 103 is the 27th prime. And, you know, it just kept happening throughout the game. Like 3 games in a row were in sync with her alignment of her detainment date and the Mercury falling and losing those games. But all right, we'll leave it there. See ya.